Hello and welcome to the Craft Man Show. My name is your host, the Craft Man. In today's video, we're going to talk about hydro dipping. How that you can dip some things into hydro and make some exciting and new vigorous creations for your loved ones and friends, relatives, or you can sell it online. You might be able to do that. I got 2 different videos in progress and that I'm working on, and both of them kind of dragging on. And I said, I need to get some kind of little video out there for my peoples. So let's try hydro dipping. I hope y'all ready for this. Some things that you will need. First, you're going to need some things to dip into the paint water. Plastic surfaces works really good for this. I got hold of me to a bunch of cheap cell phones cases because cell phones be coming in style, go out of style, and that lady sold me these things real cheap, so I got buku of them. You also going to need you some spray paint. It's very important that you get some all-base enamel type paint instead of acrylic water-based paint. If you get water-based, it's just going to dissolve right on into the water, get blends it. Remember what they say, oil and water does not mix. That's what we talking about right there. You will need you a container filled with warm water. The size of the container will depend on how big it is, what you about to dip into it. It is very important that the water is going to be warm, and make sure that you use a container that your wife is okay with you using, that's not going to cause any disruptions in your dynamic of your relationship. I'm filming this today because 2 days from now it is supposed to get dirt cold out here. I never really like to spray paint things indoors, because of what? Fumes and things. Before you can dip your object, you want to make sure that it is prepped. Object preparation can be as simple as just wiping it down, washing it off with some soap and water, maybe some alcohol swabs. You might want to go ahead in some cases and spray you a primer up on it. These things will help to ensure that, your paint sticking to it. If it's electronics objects, you might need to mask off certain areas, seal off, block off certain areas so the water don't get into it. Or either, if you can, just go ahead and take it apart so that you can apply selectively, to the surface shell, whatever it is. Now it's time for the fun part. I always have a hard time figuring out which colors to mix together. And this is where you can get into some color theories and things. Maybe that right there might be kind of neat. A lot of people like to use the blacks and reds. That's always a high contrast. So black and white obviously is a good classic example right there. That right there might look kind of good. That right there probably would look good, That probably would look good right there. I bet that would look pretty good right there. That probably would look real good. If you only got one shot at this, I would recommend that you save your special little dip object and then do use something like a little simple test object first. In this case, we're going to test the little electric cover right there. Let's see what happens. In order to be able to hold your object and control it while you're dipping it, you got to have some kind of handle, especially on something like that. You can't be holding it right there and then you have a big thumb mark, So I'm going to take me some tape and make me a little handle. And that's what we call the old-fashioned little T-handle right there. T for Texas. If you're going to play in Texas, then you got to have a fiddle in the band. All right. Oh, snap. I done dropped it. Cut. So for this first one, I just decided on these color right there. And we're going to take our first color and then just spray right into the middle. And keep in mind the largeness of your vessel of water will determine, I have to make sure it's still warm, will determine how much paint that you have to use. So now the procedure is to go in at an angle. And then once you underwater, take you something and clear off you a clear little spot in the surface. And then just bring it up. Alright. And then you get something like that right there. So we're going to set this to the side and let it dry off. In the meantime, you do not have to change out this water. You can just take and, just kind of clean it out like this right there. So some of the things that I learned during this process, you want to make sure that your water is warm. After I took me some what I heat up on the stove and dumped it in there, then things started to act a whole lot better for me. You don't get that little skimmy film curing really quick like you do in cold water. You want to probably have somebody helping you if you do more than 2 colors. For real, because it is kind of difficult to alternate between 3 different spray cans. Two colors a whole lot easier. I think there is a definitely balance between how much to spray. You can get too much and it's going to come out kind of goopy film, but you can do too little and you will not get the saturation of the color that you so desire. Once your project is dried out good, you're probably gonna want to spray you on some kind of clear protective sealer. Glossy or matte is up to your opinion. Thank y'all so much for joining me on another adventure in crafting. People may not always remember what you said to them, but they always will remember how you made them feel. So use your talents, your gifts to help somebody else feel better today. I love y'all and keep steady crafting. All right. Cut.